They called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times, and every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can't reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him.
It was a providential moment. If he had turned to look at that big screen, and when he was turned, the bullet would have hit him here. When he turned back, it hit him here. That's how close he came to being killed. And I think we need to understand that this was providential, and he reacted appropriately. But I also will tell you, he has been vilified by Joe Biden and the Democrats and the left wing more than any president since Abraham Lincoln. And this was a political act. It was a deliberate act. And as you know, because we've talked about it off air, I've said for 4 months that when all the legal baloney fails and when they begin to realize he is going to win, that violence is the next thing because they're that desperate.
I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Too many see the protests as the problem. Please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Go to the Hill today. Get up in the face of some Congress people.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Running away from Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
When they go low, we kick.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Okay. Listen up, everybody. I have some news. All I can do right now is put on a brave face and go out there and be their leader. It's over. We are screwed.
We're living through history, folks. Honestly, I don't even know how to start this video. I didn't want to put like humor, but I don't know. I feel like humor helps in digesting very, real things, right? So initially, I was in Walmart with my wife when I found out that Trump got shot. I was like, oh, wait, no way. Like, maybe he got shot with something, At first, I was in disbelief. I didn't think, nah, this ain't gonna happen. Nah, the assassination was like 1980s. Come on, now we 2020. We're 2020 people. We're sophisticated now, and we're not as sophisticated as I thought. And as you saw from the intros that I led in with, and I think that was like my longest intro ever. Tucker Carlson made a prediction that, hey, look, this follows the pattern of history. Yeah, it does. It follows the patterns of history, right? Democrats have never really condemned violence on their side. Now, it's going to spark this debate, not really much of a debate, but the left is going to come out and say, oh no, it's Trump's rhetoric that caused this firing. The guy was a Republican, donated to the Democratic Party, before he registered as a Republican, and after he registered as a Republican, or no, he registered as a Republican in 2020. I don't care. I don't care if he's Republican, Democrat, it don't matter. There's Republicans that don't like him. There's Democrats that don't like him. I'm talking specifically about anti-Trump messaging. If you look at anti-Trump messaging, as you saw from the videos that I showed, how the left incited violence, right? Because if anyone on the right did anything remotely close to what the left was doing, they'll be calling for their job. They'll be calling, hey, you need to resign. People on Twitter, these fake liberals on Twitter, sitting here pretending, oh no, we must condemn political violence. And I don't know, is it my fault that I see it as unsincere? Because I honestly believe that they're only doing it to cover their political ass. Sorry if there's children in the room, but that's the reality. They're doing all this, oh my God, look, all the Democratic lawmakers are condemning violence while the right is taking a political opportunity to politicize this. Hell yeah, we are. You do it every single time. When something tragic happens, you guys jump on it. And now the roles are reversed. Now you want us to play to our principles when you have none. Honestly, that's how I feel about Democrats. They have a public policy and a private policy. This is an assumption by me, I admit. This is an assumption. I'll repeat before I say my statement. This is an assumption, but every Democrat was privately going, damn. I believe that. I honestly believe that. They're only saying this publicly because it'll be political suicide if they don't come out and say, oh my God, we're sorry that a previous president will die. You know how I know that? The mainstream media that was calling Donald Trump Orange Hitler. Joy Reid, I'm looking at you. The devil, some of them says. All these language, the labeling, you dehumanizing Trump. Anything that happens to Trump, oh my God, is well-deserved. Two-tier justice system against him. He made a category error about what he labeled as legal expense, and you find him with 34 charges. You convict him of 34 charges in a heavily Democratic court. Every appeal he put out to, hey, let me move the venue. This is not a fair venue for me. This is a politically dominated area against me. Can we move it? Denied. Hey, the judge donated to left-wing causes before. He donated to anti-Trump political movements. Can you recuse yourself, judge? The district attorney, Alvin Bragg, denied. Look at this unequal treatment that they treated this man. And this is the video. This is the shot. And what a shot indeed. Now, I don't know if I want to play the video by itself, but all I do know is Biden came out and initially came out with statements. And if you follow me on X, I was being one of these reply guys online, bro. I was pissed like about the things that I saw online. I was like, yo, where do these people get these conclusions? Some people thought it was staged. I was like, wow, yeah, staged with 4 people, two people dead, the shooter and an unfortunate victim, right? We're going to talk about that too. I don't think the victim gets talked about enough. But Trump authorized fundraising for shooter killed for fundraisers for supporter killed during assassination attempt. It exploded in donations. I'm happy for that man's family. I'm sorry for that person's loss, because I know Trump took over. Everyone was concerned about Trump, but lives was lost. How can you not say this is politically motivated? The shooter was a Biden supporter, in my view. I mean, you donated to him in his after his inauguration. So I'm assuming if you donated to the guy after he wins the presidency, I will assume that you voted for the guy. And because I assume you voted for the guy, you probably got exposed to his rhetoric. One of the rhetoric is, hey, Donald Trump's a threat to democracy. He is a genuine threat to Americans. Joe Biden said that on X. I think he deleted it, but he said it on X. I have it on my Twitter file. I'll probably pull it up after I show you this clip of him being unsure whether or not this was if this was an assassination attempt. Let's take a look.
Do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Hey, look, Joe Biden wasn't the only one that didn't want to admit that this was a threat against Donald Trump or an assassination attempt. These headlines came out, I guess, minutes after Trump initially got attacked. Oh, loud popping notes were heard. It's okay to assume in those circumstances that, hey, look, what appears to be gunfire, something like that, if you don't want to directly confirm whether or not those were actually gunfire. But if I see the president go like this and I see the Secret Service run on him and I hear people screaming, I'm like, yo, that's gunfire, bro. I grew up in the hood. Hey, if you grew up in the hood, you know what gunfire sound like. And then you get these fake Hollywood actors that pretend they're from the hood. Like, bruh, I forget where. Who was it? It was some dumb actress. Actors dragged for calling Trump's assassination attempt staged. I forgot. I don't know who this is. Amanda Seals. I don't know who this is. But she, apparently she's a Hollywood actor. And she said, oh, I heard what gunshots sound like before. Bro. And some people on the left claim that it was BB guns. Are you guys insane? Show me you never heard gunfire in your life before without telling me you never heard gunfire in your life before. I don't know. Maybe it's because I actually seen violence. Maybe that's the case. No, maybe that's why I'm so like I don't know sensitive about this topic. Craziness. They're sitting here trying to pretend that oh no, I got nothing to do with it. That's how close Trump was to dying, and people on the left pissed. I don't need. I'm not trying to reignite any anger right now. I didn't want to initially do a reaction because of the fact that I felt so annoyed about what was I was hearing. I was like, what? These people are insane. Jen Psaki says she's scared of she's scared for journalists after Trump's assassination attempt. I'm not gonna read her comment, but I mean, you guys should be, because people will hold you rightly responsible for that. Majority of Americans believe that the mainstream media is the reason that people are divided in this country. Hyperbolic messaging like what Joe Reid do, what Jen Psaki does. Many people on the left using language like, oh, we must eliminate Trump. Dan Goldman, I forgot his name. 2023, he said that. People don't think I'm making it up, but I'm not lying. There's plenty of, I can show you a 2-minute clip if you want. You think that's all there's left? Oh no, there's more. Every assassination, Justice Jeff Kavanaugh, or that's his name, right? I hope it's his name. I think I said his name wrong, but Kavanaugh. Someone attempted to try to kidnap him and put harm to him. Steve Scalise, I believe, was also attempted at his life. Ron Paul got to experience some violence too. Does the Democrats ever get held accountable for their rhetoric? But then in this warped world, and this is a strange thing I find about leftists, is that they live in a world of their own imagination. Like, they live up here. They don't live in real life. They'll come here and say, oh no, Republicans are never held accountable for their actions. I said, what are you talking about? Oh my God, this is just like January 6th. There's no equivalency to January 6th. We didn't try to, these people didn't try to hurt anybody. And in some cases, if you look at some videos, some clips, because remember, the January 6th committee only let out not selectively edited clips, but they cut out only a certain portions of a 44, I don't know how many hours of video they have, 44 hours of video. And they only show you the ones that help their case, like usual. They didn't want to release the full tape initially. Then when Tucker Carlson had some of the tapes, he's like, oh, look, most of them were kind of peaceful. Yeah, there was still riots going on. Like a small group of them were rioting. But there's videos of them inciting the crowd. They throwing tear gas and stuff into the crowd, agitating them. And they got a violent backlash on the outside of the thing. But people inside wasn't really destroying anything. And they want to equate that with an assassination attempt at a president of the United States. You see how far these people reach? And they wonder why the people don't trust them. They wonder why 69% of Americans believe that the mainstream media is a threat to America. Because of messaging like that. The media will never admit that they were even remotely contributing to what happened to Trump. They are conditioned to always go on the offensive and never be self-reflective at this point. I'm afraid many of them cannot be redeemed. I agree. Especially when I saw this clip right here. I'm gonna show you this clip because this is insane. I ain't gonna look. Let's listen to this.
Also, George, we have to point out, no matter who the shooter, what the shooter's motives were, no matter who the shooter is, you are going to hear conspiracy theories going forward.
No question about that. But as you point out, those statements from J.D. Vance and Vivek Ramaswamy, of course, President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well.
Well, absolutely, George. We were just looking back this morning at some of the things that former President Trump has said. He warned last March of potential death and destruction if he were charged by the Manhattan District Attorney. Our country is being destroyed as they tell us to be peaceful. Trump in January warned of bedlam in the country if the criminal charges against him succeeded. And of course, in March, he said, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it.
I can't take it. Economic bloodbath, and they try to frame it as if he said something violent or he meant something violent by that. It's baffling, man. These people, bro. Like, I wouldn't call them scum, but they're pretty close to it. Like, man got shot. And this is the funny part. If you told the leftists, let's say something horrible happened to somebody, and you say, "Hey, look, your actions contributed to how the horror that had happened to you," they'll call you're victim blaming, you're gaslighting. What are they doing right here, right there in that clip? What do you think they were doing? Oh, you have no right to be angry as a conservative, even though conservatives been telling you for years, "Hey, yo, this kind of rhetoric y'all speaking about Trump, y'all kind of dehumanizing him, y'all kind of demonizing him, y'all taking a lot of things out of context." Left-wing hysteria has now led to attempted assassinations of Steve Scalise, which is the major figure in the Republican Party. Attempts at Brett Kavanaugh. His name was Brett Kavanaugh. Sorry. Attempted assassinations of Donald Trump. And there's a history of that. Look, more Republicans presidents died than Democratic presidents died, but they want to sit here and make this narrative. I think JFK was the only Democrat president to die. Now, I don't know about being attacked. There's a lot of attacks going on, but I want to hit the left wing hysteria is I think this is the number one thing that contributed to motivating the shooter. This is an assumption, like I stated earlier in the video. So don't come here trying to fact check me when I have all the facts. All the facts suggest that this man was a Biden voter. He probably felt like Biden couldn't win. And he took matters into his own hands. Political violence only comes from the right. That's a lie Democrats, liberals, leftists, progressives tell themselves. And we thought they would have some decency in class and actually apologized. I was looking for an apologetic tone from the mainstream media because this is the messaging they put out. Orange Hitler! You think they're going to apologize? They was issues supposed to say, hey, we said some statements that could have been inciting violence, and we take accountability for that. We apologize, and moving forward, we will not further characterize or caricature Trump as some existential threat. All we do is we don't agree with him. That's it. That's the reality. You don't agree with Trump. You don't agree with his approach. You don't like his personality. That's the reality. But you can't win on that. You can't win on that. So you got to make him out to be oh my God, he's the biggest threat since Hitler. Like I believe is a newspaper out there. You got a newspaper out there having his face blended in with Hitler. And then when someone goes out and almost shoots Orange Hitler, you're sending out condolences saying that you're glad he's okay? Liars. All of you. I don't know. Part of me is like, yo, I'll never vote Democrat ever again. As long as I draw breath, I'll never vote for a Democrat. If that's what this party's all about. You're a dishonest party. At least with Republicans, they're honest when they say they can't do stuff. That's the reason why people don't vote Republican for the most part. They're like, look, the Democrats are bad. At least vote for us. We ain't gonna really do nothing, but vote for us. And half the party is for America, half the party is not. While the Democrats, to me, 100% of you guys are not doing anything in America's best interest. You're only doing stuff for your own interest, like apologizing for a public apology for Donald Trump.
Post is incredibly scary for anyone that might be trying to work in government. And it is just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated. But
he has to be eliminated, right? Someone can misconstrue that. Like, someone can misconstrue that and do something like what this shooter did. Everyone's blaming the Secret Service, rightfully so. I believe she should step down. The head of Secret Service says that this is Kimberly Chitler. She's busy. Her goal was 30% female agents by 2030. Obviously, DEI is hurting trust in organizations. I believe that. Because there was a clip of the women's Secret Service frantically like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, that's the idea I got from them. That's what the women's Secret Service screamed to me. And now you got conservatives making arguments that there should be no female Secret Service. I tilt towards that direction. Here's a bar for you guys just to, see the silver lining in the events. He's dodging cognitive tests while I'm dodging bullets. Bars. So I need to make that a verse. Biden's dodging cognitive tests while Trump's dodging bullets. Bars. Now, all jokes aside, yeah, I believe in some of the rhetoric, right? Because I believe he was Joe Biden. If you demonize your political opponent as a dictator and an existential threat to democracy, and an entirely predictable result is some lunatic will sooner or later take this rhetoric seriously and take violent action to neutralize the alleged target. America wants a president, not a dictator. Joe Biden's X account, right? Trump got banned for less. Elon Musk endorsed Trump, right? UFC, he never went to the UFC, right? MAGA Republicans, Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. Another rhetoric from Joe Biden. But then they will sit here and pretend that, oh no, only the right contributes, only the right does political rhetoric, violence. And then for 3 words that Trump said, fight, fight, fight. Oh my God, that was such an inappropriate response by Donald Trump. Wow. What a country we live in, man. What a country. I am baffled, honestly. I don't even know what to say. Strong and resilience is not even the word for Donald Trump right now. Right? The left out here making things trend on Twitter. Right? This is something I wrote personally on X. Democrat lawmakers are covering their you-know-what like Dan here. One thing I noticed is the attempt is to not talk about the narratives about the left, the narratives that the left had about Trump. He's Hitler, a threat to democracy, dictator. Instead, you try to both sides this. And this is one of their attempts. Whenever they're guilty of something, they try to, what about them? Look what they do. And I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Here's something here's how some Democrats online are reacting to this. I see every major Democratic leader in the country resoundingly condemning political violence, and I see Republican members of Congress wasting no time in politicizing an act of violence and blaming President Biden. Those Republicans, of course, will be given a pass as always. They act like Republicans are never held accountable. What a lie! Democrats are never held accountable. Joe Biden was a vice president. He had he had documents from the White House. He was not authorized to even declassify them. So there was no purpose of him having these documents outside of the White House when he finished serving in office. Donald Trump was a president, and y'all convicting him, not Biden. But Republicans are never held accountable. What a liar. It always annoys me how Democrats have to bend over backwards to make sure everyone is aware that they don't condone certain things. Literally, every conservative is going, no, that's us. You say the right is the only one that enacts political violence. When we have a bunch of examples, BLM, Antifa before, during the 2016 season, right? Who destroyed more property? BLM. Who killed more lives? The BLM riots. More lives was lost during the Summer of Love 2020 than January 6th. But they never bring up that their side. They never bring up what they do wrong. They do act like abusers. This is the kill shot right here. This is gonna end all my videos. This is gonna be the end of my video right here, right? Because she's saying all this stuff. She said, I don't understand why normal folks don't know that they agree with, but Republicans are allowed to say anything and do anything. Lie, media, public double standard. Okay, that's because many Democrats painted him as Hitler. Many in the right see it as covering your political aid, like what you have been happy with. Like, why would you be happy that Orange Hitler was okay if you truly believe he was a threat to democracy? And I posted it. This is me. This is how I am. I give you examples of, hey, where are you basing this on, Kenny? That's my core argument on this channel. What am I basing my opinions on? What I observe, what I have seen, what I know. That's the only, if you ask me questions I don't know about something, I'm assuming, I'm going to let you know where I'm at. I say, hey, I'm assuming. But people out here thinking they're stating facts when they're stating assumptions. And they're not being clear and upfront about what they're doing. They want people to misinterpret or believe a narrative instead of looking for the truth. This is the thoughts of a critical mind, someone who questions things. Because I got trust issues. I'm letting you know right now, I got trust issues. So I don't trust people very candidly. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He is a threat to our freedoms. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. And if someone had a misguided belief about what Joe Biden meant by those words, you don't think he will take action? And then you got someone, Destiny, you have an interesting time online. I don't know, he's going through some depression. He's venting. He needs to take some time away from the internet right now. Because this man is going through something. I don't know what he's going through. People are talking about, because I don't know what he's talking about. I forget what he said. So essentially, he's saying all these people cheering for a traitor. I think that's what he said. He said people should think of more carefully about about principles that we want to espouse, because Trump is valueless. Trump has no principles, yet he don't understand why people are cheering for him. And people say, yo, people died. And he's like, don't you mean the bleachers he wanted to die on? Like, he acts like, and people are trying to cover for him by saying, oh no, he's just rage baiting. What kind of culture are we living in where people will make the pathetic statements like this for engagement online? To me, you're saying stuff like this. Hey, he wanted to die. Don't you mean the bleachers he wanted to die on? This is the hill you want to die on? I'm sure Corey and Babbitt are both having fun with each other in hell right now. This is your representative, left. And they wonder why the left Democrats are losing men. Weak men create hard times for real. Weak men like him will make statements like that, but he'll never say it to your face. Cowardly. Like a weasel. He can say all this talk. Oh my God. I wish you could. I want to see him say that to the family. Go to their family and say that. This man is mentally disturbed. I mean, he had an open relationship. Wife left him. I know he's devastated over that, but this man, he has problems. And this is who the people on the left listen to. Instead, because end of the day, Destiny all along, this guy, he pretends he's objective. He pretends he's middle of the road. He pretends that he called it down the middle. But in reality, he's just a tribalist. Because he'll hold you to a standard, but the same standard he's trying to hold you on, he doesn't hold himself to, because he's an atheist. He don't believe in standards. And like I said, he's the very reason I don't trust atheists right here. He's part of y'all ranks, atheists, because I know in reality what atheism is. Atheism is a belief system. Atheism is I only respect consequences. If I don't suffer consequences for what I do, then it means I'm allowed to do it. Atheists believe if I can, I should. There's no morality with atheists. Atheists don't have a moral system. So why are you surprised Destiny is clip farming, rage baiting, using comment like this? Tim Pool says, I think the situation with his wife led him into deep depression. Homie needs some help. I agree. Homie definitely needs some help. I'm done. I think this is my reaction, man. Because I honestly can't believe what's going on right now. I still can't believe it. I'm still shocked. I'm like, damn, man. I'm living through history right now. We're living through history right now. And I would like to know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section. I want to hear, honestly, what you guys thinking, man. I'm not going to frame it with any questions. I just want to, whatever's the first thing that comes to your mind after you watch this video, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear what you guys are thinking about the situation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everything you do for you guys. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. And prayers out to all who was affected by this event. Peace.